All right, next up we've got one of the simpler charts in Excel, but also one of the new ones introduced in 2016, the funnel chart. Now the funnel chart serves a very simple purpose. All it does is really show progress through stages of a funnel. In other words, it shows progression towards some sort of goal. Examples, maybe you want to see the volume of views, clicks, and sales on an e-commerce site, where each of those metrics gets further and further down the funnel. Or maybe you want to look at the number of runners who reach certain checkpoints in a marathon. And that's the example we'll walk through in just a minute. Two quick pro tips here. You can use percent of total calculations to show percentages instead of raw numbers. Sometimes that just tells a more clear story. And second, you always have the option to customize your chart colors, and that can help to emphasize progression towards some sort of an end goal. So let's hop into Excel and take a look. So back on the waterfall and funnel chart tab, here I've got a very simple little data set showing marathon progress. And I've got 6 different checkpoints, starting with the start line, moving on to the 5K, 10K, half marathon, mile 25, and finish. And with each of those checkpoints, I have the associated number of runners who made it to that stage. So if I just select the values in columns A and B, I can insert a funnel chart. It's right beneath the waterfall option. And as you can see, very straightforward. It just dropped it in. I can change the chart title to Marathon Progress if I choose. Now, unfortunately, you can't right-click and format those data labels to just convert those to percentages the same way that you would in a pie chart, for instance. But what you can do is create a new column to quantify the percent of runners rather than the raw number. So if I just select only the values in A and C, and once again insert a funnel chart, now I'm showing progress in terms of the percent of runners, which, in my opinion, is just a little bit more clear, a little bit more intuitive. So I'll title this the same, Marathon Progress Percent. And we can format these data labels however we choose. So in this case, I'll select them all. And let's make them bold and white and just a little bit bigger to make them pop. And what's great about funnel charts is that it really shows you where in the funnel or which stages in the funnel lead to the biggest drop-offs in volume. And that's especially valuable for something like an e-commerce company where you have users or online shoppers progressing through different stages in the funnel, where they land on your page, they view a product page, they add a product to their cart, they proceed to the checkout, and then they make the purchase. If you're an analyst measuring the purchase cycle or the purchase funnel for your e-com client, and you see that there's a massive drop-off between the view product and the checkout page, that will really help you hone in on some optimizations to perhaps optimize or improve that sales funnel. And in this case, looking at marathon runners, we see that it's very clear the biggest drop-off occurs between the half marathon and the mile 25 mark. But once runners make it there, just about all of them get from mile 25 to the finish. So there you go, pretty simple, but pretty cool chart, the funnel chart in Excel.